Hey guys, even here and we're about 6 weeks out of Arnold Classic 2020 and we have a couple of updates of some of the major players such as Patrick Moore right here. So this is basically just an arm shot, you can see a part of his chest as well, but the main thing here is his body fat percent. You can see that he is pretty lean at this point. Is he going to be the leanest guy on that stage? Well, that's hard to say. We have some heavy hitters such as Bonac, Dexter Jackson. These guys tend to bring really good conditioning. Will Patrick Moore be more conditioned than Big Ramy? Probably, yeah. But he's not going to be bigger and he's not going to beat him. I don't think so. Maybe if Patrick brings something completely different to the Arnold Classic stage. But at this point, you can see that he is not much bigger than the Mr. Olympia edition, but the conditioning is getting there. He's going to be one of the leanest guys, I'm sure about that. Here you can see he looks great, he looks full, he looks muscular. And with a Mr. Olympia competition under his belt where he cracked the top 10, you can see it in his face that he is more confident coming to this Arnold Classic, and the judges know about him right now. The world knows about him. The world wants him to succeed. He has momentum, because audience didn't like the result. Most people didn't like him being 10th place. Many people, many fans thought that he deserved more. And that's his name, Patrick deserved more. But basically, he was conditioned. He was basically the only guy, the Mr. Olympia, aside from Bonac and Harry Chopin, who was really conditioned. I can say Dexter probably too, but Dexter was a little bit off. So because of that, I think the judges are going to look at him more. He's not going to be overlooked the way he was at the Mr. Olympia. Was that really the case? Was he a little bit robbed? Could be, it's questionable. Was Akeem Williams really better than him with all that water all over the place? It's a question, definitely, but I think Patrick Moore is gonna do great at the Arnold Classic. While I was making this video, I checked my Instagram and I saw this photo of himself that he posted on like 30 minutes ago. This is a back shot of himself where he looks great. His back really looks good. It's full, it's complete. The body fat percent is getting there. 7 weeks out, Patrick Moore. Also, we have a physique update of Bonac at about 7 weeks out of Arnold Classic. At 8 weeks out of Arnold Classic, he posted a photo of himself. Big Ramy did the same thing, and Big Ramy seemed more conditioned than Bonac. But in a matter of a week, like 1 week, Bonac is in advantage. Look at him right now. He's basically ready for the show. I mean, almost. This is really, really lean, not a trace of fat anywhere on his body. This guy is known for his conditioning. This is why he's placing so high. He's not the biggest guy out there. He's one of the smallest guys. He's short. His arms are huge. He has muscle on top of muscle everywhere. But he's a short guy, a small frame guy. Still, he has a lot of muscle packing everywhere and great conditioning, so he shows that deep separation that makes him look much, much bigger than he is and much more impressive. So, as you can see, at 7 weeks out, he looks almost ready for the show. How more conditioned can he get than this, really? It looks like he's rushing this prep a little, because at the Mr. Olympia he was very conditioned, but he was much smaller. I think he should have started this prep a little bit later, because look at him. Lean, just shredded at 7 weeks out. Okay, we also have a photo, I wouldn't say a physique update, basically you can say forearm and half of the upper arm update of Big Ramy. He's just there standing in his shirt, but you can basically see how big he is. And he is huge at this point. He is humongous. And you can get the idea about his body fat percent at this point. You can see right there that he is lean. His face looks really sucked in. And he's only at 7 weeks out. So he has 7 more weeks to come drier than this and to maintain this fullness, because he's really full. He doesn't look depleted at all. He really looks full and huge, really, really big. And he is fresh. He skipped the Mr. Olympia last year, so that's gotta account for something. Finally, after so many years, since 2013, he finally skipped a year. He did not do Mr. Olympia, and I'm sure that was a huge relief, because every year he wanted to win. He always competed to win, but he really wanted it. Other bodybuilders are saying, I'm gonna win, but they don't really believe it. It seemed like he really wanted to win the Mr. Olympia. He wanted to be the best one in the world. It didn't happen, and I'm sure it was a huge stress on him doing that every year, training year-round, following all the protocols year-round, then prepping for it, and then eventually, for example, in 2018, placing 6th. And now, after not having to go through that stress and doing the Arnold Classic finally, which is not that big of a show, I don't think he wants to win it as much as he wants to win the Mr. Olympia. He's gonna be relaxed. We saw him the way he looked, for example, at the New York Pro 2013 and also Arnold Classic Europe 2016, Prague Pro 2016. Those, less stressful shows, he really looks better, fresher in a way. So I'm sure it's gonna be the same thing here at the Arnold Classic, and I'm sure he's gonna bring much better conditioning and much better muscle maturity than before. Also, we have a training video of Sergio Oliva Jr., of course, the son of the legendary Sergio Oliva. I'm sure everybody knows who Sergio Oliva is. And here you can see him training, and he looks, fine. He looks full. He looks huge, actually. And he's getting there with the conditioning. I think the main problem that this guy has is the stress that the world has put on him being the son of the legend. And he seems very hateful. He's always kind of angry. There's a lot of anger inside of him. I'm not a psychologist, but I think that's the reason. Him being his father's son and having all that pressure of the world on his shoulders, and I think that's his biggest weakness basically. If he never had all those expectations of everybody and all that pressure on him, I think he would be like a top 5 pro in the world, not like one of the last places at the Mr. Olympia 2018, right? So we'll see how he does at the Arnold Classic. I don't expect him to do much better than top 8, 9, 10, something like that. We'll see how it turns out. He has potential, but he needs a lot more mass, I think. That's the biggest problem. He needs to grow more, and that's pretty much it. We also have a training footage of Max Charles. Nothing special here, he's just pumping his biceps. Actually, this is how he works out. He never really has full range of motion, he just, pumps the muscle like this, and it looks really satisfying watching this. We also have a late entrance of this man right here, Morgan Aist. This guy is an absolute beast, but on the stage he doesn't look that good, as you can see right here. But off the gym, and standing alone, he looks amazing because he is really tall. He's like 6'3". Look at him here, absolutely dwarfing this woman. She is the size of his arm, literally, but of course, this is out angling. I'm sure you saw this photo. Here is him standing next to Kevin Levrone, destroying Kevin Levrone in the out angling game, and probably with the mass as well, because he is really big, he's really tall, and he really has a full frame for that height, which is really not something you see every day. It's really extraordinary. But as a competitor, he managed to become a pro somehow, and that's the top of his career. At the Arnold Classic, this is just an invite because he's a popular guy, because he's a beast, he's humongous, and that's pretty much the only thing. He's not a competitive bodybuilder, not against these pros, so I think he is going to be the last place. Also, we have a training footage of Johnny O. Jackson, and he's doing the Arnold Classic as well. I don't know, I'm starting to get annoyed by all these bodybuilders retiring and then coming back next year, or like in 6 months again. Johnny Jackson retired, and now he's competing again. So what the hell is that? It's a comeback? What kind of comeback is that? Why do people even need to say that? Can't you just stop competing and we're gonna see if you are retired? And that's pretty much it. They announce their retirement and then they come back. They have a comeback. I guess it's just a popularity thing and they want more attention and basically more money than after, with that attention they promote their brands and so on. This is how it works. But it sucks because we shouldn't even trust these guys when they say they're retired. And for the end of this video, I have sort of a treat for you. His coach, Brandon Curry's coach, Abdullah, posted this little video of Brandon flexing in a hotel room probably. I think this is before Arnold Classic 2019. I don't think he ever looked this big and this conditioned at any show, really. So I just wanted to leave this video here for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you want to see more bodybuilding videos like this, subscribe. All the best, guys, and bye-bye.